The trade shortages is getting worse, and Home Depot thinks that they have found the solution. But I have to ask, what's their angle? Seriously, think about it. Home Depot is currently giving away free trade certifications, online, self-paced courses in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and carpentry. No tuition, no hidden fees, no credit card required. But why would a multi-billion-dollar corporate retailer train its own customers for free? Well, today in this video, we're going to be looking at the exact business strategy behind the Home Depot's Path to Pro program. And say that 5 times, because on one hand, it sounds like an incredible doorway into a high-paying career. But on the other hand, we live in a world where nothing valuable is ever truly free. Let's party. Hey pros, thanks for stopping by. My name is Santiago from SOS Garage Door Service. So you can actually launch a lucrative career in the trades using a free course from a retail store. Well, at least that's what Home Depot wants to do. Or is this just some clever corporate marketing gimmick designed to turn you into a loyal pawn? Think about it. Home Depot is going to front the bill in providing all of these online courses, and they're going to give you all the tools that you need in order to start your own electrical business or carpentry business. That sounds great, but there's also a certain skepticism that I have on my part, specifically because when we are talking about an actual corporation like Home Depot, well, there's really a lot of questions that I have about this program. Like when I first thought about this, or when I first heard about this, I thought it was just a phishing scam or a glitch in the system. But let's break down the reality, the economics, and the ultimate catch of the Path to Pro program. Wow, you got to really say that. Path to Pro program. Path to Pros. Path for pros. I would say Pro Path. Home Depot, if you're listening right now, let's change the marketing. Let's just call it Pro Path. In other words, every pro that goes through their program is going through the Pro Path program. And this is so that they can decide whether, if they want to be an electrical or electrician, or if they want to be an HVAC, they have their own path to get there. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe choose all the paths and just start your own GC, your general contractor's business, general contractor's license. Do it all, because the possibilities are endless. So whatever path you are choosing, you can definitely decide on which one actually works best with your time. Now, I'm seriously considering this, because think about it. It is free training for those that are looking to get into the trades. Now, I don't necessarily think that most people understand the reality behind this program and what it will entail, because if you are doing this, that's self-paced, and you are putting basically your time and your effort to complete their program, well, I'm pretty sure that most people are going to think like, okay, now what? Where are the jobs? And that's where I have to ask myself, granted, you can definitely help someone learn the skills to become a pro. You can definitely help someone to become a garage door contractor. In fact, we have our own coaching program and courses to make that happen. But the reality is that is just a part of what it means to be a home service provider. So to understand why this program even exists, we have to look at the massive macroeconomic emergency happening right now under our noses. The U.S. is facing a staggering deficit for skilled tradespeople. For every 5 electricians retiring, there's only 1 or 2 that are entering the field. Now think about that. An electrician is a very well respected trade. It is a high lucrative trade. And when I think about all of my colleagues who are out there in the field today who are electricians, mad deep respect. My father was an electrician. When I think about all those that are retiring, well, there's not enough workforce coming in to be able to handle the needs of the work that right now is ramping up in these next few years. Stack on top of that the Gen Zers and the millennials that were funneled into a 4-year college degree for decades, leaving a massive vacuum in the blue-collar infrastructure. Meanwhile, the demand to build homes, fix grids, and upgrade infrastructure is at an all-time high. I mean, this is literally happening right now. So enter Home Depot. And let's be honest, Home Depot has been one of those staples within our industry as a professionals. For example, I get a lot of material from Home Depot. I can even get garage door operators from Home Depot. Granted, they are retail products. And I don't think that the retail products are horrible. I don't think they're the worst units in the world. I also don't think they're the best units in the world. In fact, as a professional garage door contractor, we offer high-end, high-grade, pro garage door operators. So Chamberlains, the retail genies, the craftsmans, those aren't necessarily our first options when we are offering a solution for our customers, specifically in the garage door operators. Don't even get me started on the garage doors because Home Depot specifically has relationships with like Wayne Dalton, Clopay. There's probably a couple of other ones out there. I won't get into it. I just think about how it's hard to get a contractor even to show up your house right now, how much more expensive it would take for this plumber or this electrician to get to your home and then not necessarily be able to understand everything that is entailed about the home service business, let alone the trade. So I emphasize that this struggle is incredibly real. In other words, the deficiency that we are experiencing right now in the home service industry business, in all sorts of businesses, but particularly carpenters, electricians, HVAC, plumbers, and I'm going to throw in the garage door guys over there because I know a lot of guys that are retiring, that are looking like, I'm getting to there. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm thinking, you know what? I need to figure out an exit strategy. I need to figure out how I'm going to pretty much take my knowledge and instill it, encourage others to do the same. Home Depot, hey, if you need an instructor, let me know. No, actually, I don't want to do that because I want to promote my own course. So what did Home Depot do? They launched their Path to Pro Skills program. And it's an entirely digital on-demand training ecosystem. It covers job site safety, tool handling, materials, and specialized foundational tracks or information courses that to a certain degree will provide that specialized foundational needs to understand, hey, this is what it takes to do business in this industry. It's entirely beginner friendly, requiring zero prior experience, and it's offered in both Spanish and English. Think about that. Spanish also get the opportunity. Those that speak Spanish have the opportunity of taking this Path to Pro program. Like Home Depot really put a lot of thought into this. Now, at face value, this is an incredible public service. It directly targets career changers, veterans, recent high school grads who can't afford a 15,000 tech school or a multi-year wait list on a local union slot. This isn't like charity, but this also isn't like the worst thing that someone could possibly do to get their feet into the home service business trades. And I love that. I love the fact that Home Depot is offering this. This is a really interesting way to be able to just spark a lot of enthusiasm for the trades. Now, Home Depot answers to Wall Street shareholders, not benevolent board of educators. So keep that in mind. So when we think about pulling back the curtain on who really wins here, let's be honest. Home Depot is thinking about their best interest. So for context, not all states require that a garage door contractor get their garage door license. And in all honesty, I don't necessarily have what is known as a garage door contractor license. I have what is known in the state of California as a specialty C61 license, and it's classified as a D28. And this license is specifically for the access control gates and door operators. So if people are thinking about, for example, signing up for this Path to Pro program that Home Depot is offering, there's still some other hoops, there's still some other hurdles that these beginner contractors, these beginner tradesmen will need to acquire as they grow in their home service business journey. Now, if you sign up, You get a little digital badge and a certificate, which is great. But the real, we'll say, magic and the real value of this program isn't the video modules. It's what happens after you finish them. Once you complete the modules, you get access to the Path to Pro network. And this is a proprietary job board that match makes the system to the contractor. Now think about this. Home Depot says, hey, we will flip the bill. We'll do this for you guys, and we'll get you into our Path to Pro network. In other words, we've got these pools of jobs, and we're going to pay you guys to go out and do it. We're going to match make you. And this is where you find the first major winner in what Home Depot is doing. Like, think about how in some cases, you think about where I would get a job right now. I have to advertise through Google, Yelp, all the different media outlets, or I should say social media, Facebook, Instagram. I do a lot on YouTube. Many of you probably have seen my SOS Garage Door Business YouTube page. The reality is that I get customers directly from my efforts of reaching out to the community. Now, Home Depot's most valuable asset is their pro customers. So think about how some of these pro customers, some of these network customers are looking for tradesmen, and they're wanting to see, like, okay, we've got these new batch of tradespeople that are wanting to get into the industry, and they'll work with the pro customers, or they might even find like actual end user customers that they'll connect with. I can't really see how that's going to pan out just yet. But regular homeowners like you and me who buy a light bulb or a garden hose, well, we represent the volume of the store. But the commercial contractors, the independent builders, the property managers, the pros represent the massive chunk of Home Depot's highest margin revenue. Think about that. Your Home Depot down the street has this massive store that they have to keep stocked, that they have to keep clean, and they have to keep moving and churning and churning. Not everyone who's a DIYer is going into their store. The main customer base of Home Depot is their contractors who are pros that are connected with their pro customer program. I'm one of them. I'm a pro with Home Depot, where basically I put in my pro number whenever I buy their product. I'm recognized as a licensed contractor in the state of California, and I'm able to get certain perks and just all sorts of stuff that Home Depot does. Trust me, I'm not bashing on Home Depot. I'm not saying that they have this nefarious plan where they're planning on wiping out the entire human race with this new Path to Pro program. Not at all. I think there's a lot of good behind this. But the reality is that we have to look at what's really behind all of these efforts that Home Depot is pushing for. Granted, they understand that there's a massive need for professionals, and so they're providing a program for that. But at the same time, they know that they want to funnel those newly trained people into what is their network so that they can get a little bit of that return back. Hey, that makes a lot of sense. And right now, those pro contractors are pretty desperate too. Their biggest growth bottleneck isn't the lack of clients, it's a lack of labor. They can't find enough reliable entry-level helpers who even know the basic difference between an impact drill and a drywall gun. Think about that. That's like crazy. Like, you got to know the difference between two specific drills, specific guns, we'll say, to be able to do two different specific things for the project. So when you show up on a job site, you already know the basic OSHA safety, you know the tool names. You just saved your contractor 2 weeks of frustrating on-the-job training because you've gone through this program. You instantly are employable compared to someone who's just walking in from the streets that is completely green. And I love that. I think about that and I think, like, wow, that is pretty cool, because again, Home Depot is spearheading this. So by creating this pipeline, Home Depot solves their biggest customer's absolute worst headache, which is finding skilled people. They are feeding hungry, pre-vetted, foundational talent directly to the local contractors who spend hundreds to thousands of dollars a year in just all the Home Depot products that exist. And I can attest to that because we spend a lot of money at Home Depot. And we do that specifically because Home Depot offers some really good prices. I think to a certain degree, we can honestly say that Home Depot has done a lot of good for the community. Granted, there are some other competitors out there like Lowe's, like Harbor Freight, like Ace Hardware, but I don't go to those places hardly. I specifically go to Home Depot because I know that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to find, well, not only what I want, but I specifically need for my jobs. Now, whether you get hired through Home Depot's network or you decide to take the ultimate leap and start your own home service business, there's one massive trap you need to avoid. Most tradespeople don't fail because they're bad at their craft. They fail because they get crushed by the paperwork, by juggling quotes, by chasing down customer payments, text messaging their clients back and forth, even at midnight sometimes, and it's a nightmare. And this is why I am incredibly excited to partner with today's sponsor, Jobber. Jobber is the ultimate operations software designed specifically for home service businesses. It handles everything from the moment a client requests a quote to the moment you get paid. With Jobber, you can send professional branded quotes via text or email that your clients can approve with just one click. For example, the other day, I was able to send to a client a specific quote for some sensors, and I was very detailed to all the steps that we were going to implement by replacing their garage door safety sensors. And trust me, there's a lot involved. It's not just cutting wires. In fact, we didn't even use the existing wires because we wanted to provide a very clean job. We added new wiring, we added new sensors, we even hid the wiring along the track assembly so that way the customer setup can look super clean. And that's what we do. That's the pride we put into the type of work that SOS Garage Door provides to our customers. So Jobber optimizes our daily service routines and makes sure that we're not wasting time and wasting our efforts to be able to follow up with customers, to be able to explain not just the scope of work, but provide them value. Every time we have this interaction, Jobber makes it seamless. And it's no wonder that we get paid on time because by sending this information via text and email, the customer has no awkward interaction. They know what needs to be done. They're able to do that directly from their device, provide the credit card, and everyone's happy. So if you're going to take advantage of Home Depot's Path to Pro program, then don't start off by looking like an amateur. Get set up with Jobber so that way you can provide a premium experience when you are starting your home service business journey. Seriously, hear me out on this because Home Depot will help you by acquiring the skills for your trade, but they're not going to teach you everything about the home service business game. So whether you're a solo handyman or you're building a fleet of trucks, don't run your business on a messy notebook. Check out the link in the description below to try Jobber out for free and see how it can transform your workflow and your business for the better. All right, so back to Home Depot's program because there's still a lot to unpack here. So the student gets a free baseline education and a job lien. The pro contractor gets a new worker, and it's a win-win situation, right? So where's the catch? What is Home Depot's actual angle? Well, it comes down to a brilliant corporate strategy called ecosystem lock-in. Home Depot is playing a 20-year long game. Think about it. If you are a career changer who knew nothing about electrical work and Home Depot provided you the free knowledge, gave you the confidence, certified you, and literally handed you your first job, whose tools are you going to be buying? Where is your boss, your brand new boss, already shopping? Home Depot. So when you need a new pack of conduit, a specialized multimeter, a new truck toolbox, your psychological default is going to be that bright orange sign. Home Depot is effectively building a brand loyalty program before you even earn your first dollar in the industry. And I think that's genius. Now, granted, there's a lot to meditate about here because, again, nothing is free in this world. Nothing is. But the fact that Home Depot is creating this program in everyone's mind, it's even happened to me. There is a certain loyalty that I give Home Depot for the work that I do. So it's definitely got me locked in. Nevertheless, I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing, but where does that leave Lowe's? Where does that leave Ace Hardware? Where does that leave Harbor Freight? It begs the question. Furthermore, by providing this free labor pipeline to their pro contractors, Home Depot secures an exclusive ecosystem. If a local builder relies on Home Depot to staff his crew, that builder is never going to take his commercial accounts over to a competitor. It's an all right method to dominate the commercial trade market, but you aren't the customer on this certification program. You are the product being packaged and delivered to the real customers, their pro customer network. So now knowing that, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're a piece of the corporate chess game? Should you actually do it? I don't know. I think if I'm being honest, if I were starting out, I would say yes. Acquiring the skills is super important, especially now that we find ourselves in this job market where a lot of people are really having a tough time to work. I mean, think about it. We have AI affecting all these white collar jobs. We see jobs in industry like in coding, in graphic design, in content creation, even in video games. A lot of these industries are being disrupted because of the AI craze. Now, I'm not saying that AI is going to change everything, but I do feel that if you want to be valuable in your community and if you want to be valuable as a part of the workforce, then learning a home service business trade, learning a trade, I should say, for a home service business is one of the best ways to go. Now, let's be realistic about what this program is and it isn't. This digital certification is not going to magically make you a licensed journeyman electrician where you're going to make six figures on day one. Again, you have to put in the work. You literally have to put in the reps to understand marketing, to understand sales, to understand business organization, business administration. There will be more skills that you'll need to acquire. It does not replace a multi-year rigorous formal apprenticeship or even a union training. So don't think that right off the bat that when you end or complete this course that all these other companies are going to be coming after you. I mean, that might be the case, but I can't say that that's exactly what's going to happen. You're probably still going to be confined in what Home Depot is offering. And if an internet ad tells you it will, well, then they're lying to you, because in reality, the home service business industry is a lot more than just the skill. It's communication. It's being able to work with people. It's being able to roll with the punches. It's understanding financing and what you need to do to make sure that you're not in over your head with overhead and with products and being able to move product. So the Home Depot Path to Pro program does have some caveats. And what it does do, and I think it does it very well, is that it eliminates the hardest barrier to entry to become a skilled tradesman. So it's getting your foot in the door without any prior connections, without any prior knowledge. I think that is powerful. Now, granted, if you have zero experience, skipping the massive debt of a technical college or even a trade school, that's pretty appealing. I mean, no one's going to college right now. I've heard so many say like, yeah, I'm not going to go to college. I don't want to start off with $100,000 of debt and not even have a job. And so many are thinking like, I'm going to learn a skill. I'm going to learn a trade, and I'm going to basically get into the industry with the knowledge that I have and what I can do with my hands. So yes, using this free program from Home Depot to get notice by a local contractor who can sponsor your actual license, wow, that is a massive shortcut. Home Depot might be using you to secure their supply chain, but you are using them right back to launch a recession-proof career completely for free. And I think that's awesome. Now, maybe you're looking at Home Depot's program, the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, and you don't feel a spark, or maybe you don't want to enter a massive, crowded corporate pipeline. If you want to bypass the traditional corporate route entirely and build your own high-ticket business from scratch and look incredibly lucrative in a niche that Home Depot completely overlooked, I want to invite you to our garage door coaching program. The garage door industry is one of the highest margin, lowest overhead home service niches in existence. Niches or niches? Well, whatever the case, in my coaching program, I don't just show you how to handle the technical side. I give you the direct blueprint to scale your home service business, command high ticket repair prices, and become your own boss fast without waiting for that massive retailer's job board so that way you can get your first job. If you are tired of trading time for pennies and you want a structured, mentored path to a real financial freedom, or at least being able to call your own shots in an explosive business like the garage door business, then click the second link in my description to apply for our coaching program. It's one of the quickest ways that you can grow your home service business. In fact, drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts about this topic. Would you trust a Home Depot certification on your resume? If you're a contractor watching this, would you hire someone out of the Path to Pro program network? Let me know your thoughts using the link below. And also check out Jobber. Along with our coaching program, hit that subscribe button. Listen, do all the things. I want to thank you guys for partying with me. As always, y'all stay safe.